Sparkles, you've been feeling it, haven't you? A quiet shift in the air, like something long lost circling back through invisible tides. The angels are close tonight, and they are whispering your name. They show me that this connection was never random. It was written, long before your hands ever touched, long before your eyes met. You entered this person's life as light enters a sealed room, sudden, undeniable, and deeply illuminating. Not because they were ready, but because they were lost. You see, your presence has been the silent unraveling of all the illusions they built to protect themselves. The strength in your silence, the softness in your gaze, the way your spirit never asked, but always revealed. That is what pierced through their armor. And now, in the stillness of their nights, something has begun to stir. The angels say, this person once looked at the world and saw nothing worth surrendering to, until they saw you. You were the mirror they were never prepared to face, but also the hand they never dared to reach for. What's happening now is sacred. A return not only of someone you once held in your arms, but of a part of you that had forgotten how much light you carry. Your soul remembers the promise. And so does theirs. You weren't sent to complete them. You were sent to awaken them. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. What you feel as distance is not rejection. It's resistance. Ancient. Subconscious. Woven into them like armor from a life that taught love was dangerous. The angels want you to know, this person is not cold, they are terrified. Not of you, but of what you awaken. Because when you showed up, they didn't just see affection. They saw truth. And truth, dear soul, has a way of breaking things. Behind the silences, the hesitations, and the strange disappearing acts, there lies a soul caught between the desire for connection and the fear of its cost. There are wounds here that go deeper than words. Moments in their past where love felt like abandonment. Where intimacy meant inevitable pain. Where needing someone led to feeling powerless. You, with your light, didn't just invite them in. You exposed the shadows they buried long ago. Can you feel it? How they sometimes look at you as if they're seeing something forbidden. That's not disinterest. That's awe. And fear. The angels say, they never learned that love could be safe. You are the first to show them it could be. So if you've ever wondered why they pull back just as things seem to get closer, it's because the child inside them still flinches. This isn't a love story with villains. Just two spirits, one who has learned to give, and one still learning to receive. Hold compassion, not expectation. Because when hearts have been taught to survive instead of open, even peace can feel unfamiliar. Don't lose yourself in the ache of someone else's journey. Your light was never meant to burn out, just to warm another. The angels draw close now, not with answers, but with a gentle command, return to yourself. You've carried this connection like sacred glass, afraid to drop it, afraid to ask for more. But in the process, haven't you sometimes forgotten your own hands? Your own glow? This person may be part of your soul's path, but you are the altar. You are the sanctuary. You are the breath they didn't know they were holding. And even still, you are allowed to rest. You're allowed to step back when it feels too heavy. You're allowed to not have all the words, all the strength, all the answers. The angels remind you, you were not sent to heal them alone, but to remain whole while they find the courage to meet you in the light. So yes, love them, but not at the cost of your silence. Yes, hold space, but not in places that drain you. Your softness is not weakness. Your longing is not desperation. It is divine memory, a remembering of what sacred union can feel like when both souls stand tall. Care for them, but choose, each day, to also choose yourself. Because when you stand rooted in your own grace, you remind them of what's possible. And if they are meant for you, they will rise. The reason they can't forget you isn't just desire. It's reflection. You held up a mirror. And what they saw wasn't just beauty. It was truth. The kind that lingers. The kind that strips away the layers they've worn to survive. The angels whisper, "You are the light that reveals." And revelation is never comfortable. There's something disarming about the way you love. You don't chase. You don't demand. You simply are. And that essence, pure, unfiltered, has become a quiet revolution within them. They may have dated others, loved others, but no one ever exposed them. No one ever made them look at the parts they buried. That's your magic. Your presence doesn't flatter the ego. It speaks to the soul. And the soul, when called by its true name, cannot go back to sleep. So don't take their confusion personally. It's not rejection. It's recoil. A human shrinking in the face of a love that demands evolution. They didn't expect to be seen so clearly. And yet, they crave it. Because deep down, they know, you don't love what they show the world. You love what they hide from it. And in that, you've become unforgettable. It begins quietly. A lingering thought. A memory they didn't expect to miss. Your name, rising in moments of silence they used to fill with distractions. The angels say, something has shifted. They are no longer numb to what you stirred. This isn't about a dramatic return. Not yet. This is the moment before the moment. When denial starts to dissolve. And truth, like dawn, begins to seep through the cracks. They are starting to notice that no one else feels like home. That no one else challenges them to be whole. It's subtle, but powerful. A song that reminds them of your energy. A conversation that echoes something you once said. An ache, not in the body but in the soul, whispering, "You're not done with her." This is the sacred beginning. The moment the heart stops pretending. The moment spirit leans forward. They may not say it yet. They may not know how. But inside, the awakening has begun. And once it begins, nothing can return to what it was. The angels are guiding this unraveling. Not to punish, but to prepare. Because before love returns in form, it must rise first in truth. You feel the pull, then the silence. The nearness, then the retreat. And you've asked yourself, how many times can a heart be left waiting before it breaks? But the angels want you to know, this isn't rejection. It's a rhythm. The rhythm of a soul learning to love without fear. They come close, because your energy feels like peace. They pull away, because peace feels unfamiliar. It's a dance of remembrance and forgetting. Of reaching and recoiling. Of wanting to stay, but fearing the cost of surrender. You are not the cause of their confusion. You are the mirror of their desire. And desire, when deep and holy, terrifies those who have only known love as loss. So they test it. Withdraw. Return. Disappear. It hurts. But it's not meaningless. The angels show me a heart cracking slowly open, not from force, but from the unbearable beauty of your presence. You are teaching them, without words, that love does not demand. It invites. That safety does not mean walls. It means being seen and still chosen. And though they may not know how to stay yet, they're learning. This back and forth isn't your failure. It's their process. Do not shrink to stop the waves. Stand still. Let love return as many times as it needs, until it remembers how to stay. This love was never meant to be loud. It was meant to be healing. The angels say, you didn't come to conquer this heart. You came to soften it. And even in silence, especially in silence, your love has been working. They feel it when they wake up and search for something they don't know they've lost. They feel it in the quiet guilt after pulling away again. They feel it in the way your memory soothes their unrest more than any distraction ever could. You are the balm. Not because you fix them, but because you remind them of who they were before the hurt. Your patience, your presence, your refusal to abandon your light even when they couldn't meet it, that has become their medicine. Not the kind that demands a cure. The kind that simply sits beside the ache. This is what they've never known. A love that doesn't punish a connection, that doesn't rush a presence, that doesn't require them to earn it. You've been loving them from a soul level. And even if their mind hasn't caught up, their spirit has felt every drop. The angels are clear, this love is undoing their defenses, moment by sacred moment. And though it may look like nothing is changing, inside, something is healing. Because love, when real, doesn't force. It frees. You were never walking alone. Even in the pauses. Even in the ache. Heaven has been arranging every thread behind the scenes. The angels want you to know, nothing is out of place. What feels delayed is only divine timing ripening in silence. There were moments when you doubted. When you questioned if this love had a place in your story. If you'd misunderstood the signs, the dreams, the longing. But Spirit never plays tricks with the heart. What you feel is real. What you know is aligned. And what is coming is sacred. They show me doors being opened slowly, not because they are locked, but because what waits behind them is holy, and must be entered with reverence. This person, they are being guided to. Yes, even in their resistance. Yes, even when they seem distant. They are being drawn to you, not by emotion, but by destiny. There is a divine sequence unfolding. And you, dear soul, are at its center. So breathe. Return to trust. Not passive waiting, but radiant stillness. Because the path is illuminated. Even if you cannot see every step. God is walking it with you. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3 verse 5. Before love opens the door, fear often stands guard. The angels say, he longs for closeness, but trembles at the cost. He is not cold. He is not indifferent. He is scared of being seen too clearly and loved too deeply. You stirred something in him that he wasn't ready for. Not with seduction. Not with pressure. With your soul. It's not easy for him to admit, even to himself, that your tenderness disarmed him more than any confrontation ever could. You touched a part of him that he had locked away. He wants to trust it. But the walls he built to survive now trap him in loneliness. Every time he feels close to telling you everything, something holds him back. The ghosts of past heartbreaks whisper, will she leave too? Will she see the mess and still stay? You, dear soul, have already seen it. You've seen his beauty, yes, but also his shadows. And still you love. This is what he cannot comprehend. That someone could love not despite his flaws, but with them. The angels ask, can you hold space for his fear, without shrinking your truth? Because what heals him is not fixing him. It's being the safe place he never knew he needed. He will open, not all at once, but piece by trembling piece. And when he does, you'll witness the birth of a man no one else has ever met. There is a moment when the heart surrenders, not because it gives up, but because it finally trusts. The angels speak gently now, what is yours cannot be lost. Only returned in its time. It was written in spirit, carved in silence, sealed in longing. And now, you are being called to rest. Not to stop loving, but to release the need to hold it all together. Because what's real doesn't require force. It recognizes itself. Even across lifetimes. You have done enough. You have given love without demand. You have stayed soft in a world that asked you to harden. You have waited without closing. That is divine. That is rare. And now, you are free. Free to trust the unfolding. Free to believe that if this soul is meant to walk beside you, nothing on earth or in heaven will keep them away. If not now, then later. If not here, then somewhere sacred. But your heart? It will be met. Fully. Freely. Finally. Let go. Not in despair, but in devotion. The angels end with this. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1 verse 6.